episode of Sarcasm Speaks, and it's me and Bobby today. And right from the start, you said you have a challenge for me.
I do.
I want to know what this is.
So I want to challenge you to 9 holes of golf.
Okay.
We can play Pine Oaks Twilight. I think that would be the best setting for such a thing.
Okay.
So we'll just preface this for the listeners. I'm pretty good at golf, and you're relatively new to golf. Pretty soon you're not going to be new to golf anymore, so you're going to have to step your game up. But this is really what, your second year kind of back into it?
Third.
You only played 6 times that first year. I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah.
And those clubs were terrible.
Right. Okay. Well, third year, like actually caring about it. Second year, like full-fledged.
That's what I mean. So it's like anyone can play 6 times, but like the last 2 years you've actually been kind of playing.
Yeah, I played 50 times last year, and I think I'm probably like 32, 33 in-ish now. I completely fell off in July.
And that's fine. I've probably played that much. Combine those two, I haven't probably played about that much this year. So, my challenge to you, if you choose to accept,
okay,
is we're going to play 9 holes.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my grandfather's clubs from the 60s. It's a 1 wood, made of wood. A 3 wood, made of wood.
Okay.
3 iron, which is like it's barely bigger than a golf ball. Like the head on it.
Okay.
3, 5, 7, 9 iron.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a putter from probably like late 80s, early 90s, like a ping putter.
Okay.
And I'm only going to use those clubs. Modern golf ball, I don't have fucking baladas or wounds.
Yeah.
And for you, so that's obviously a handicap for me, but then a benefit for you.
Yeah.
You get to choose.
Okay.
You can take a mully a hole.
Okay.
An auto 2-putt. So if you're on the green, 2 putts in.
Okay.
Or no penalty strokes. So if you hit the ball like in a hazard, you drop, and that's your second shot. You don't have to take a penalty.
Right, and then to make it my third.
Make it your third.
Okay. Huh.
Are you up for the challenge with one of those, knowing that I'm using those clubs? Now, I will also say, I don't know if I can hit them. Now, truthfully, if I get out there and I can actually hit those clubs, I probably will still win, because these benefits are good.
Yeah.
But they also assume that I'm gonna kind of hit the ball over the yard, or it kind of assumes that like if I miss a green and I don't have a wedge, because there's no wedge in that set, that I'm gonna do some fucking fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to like chip a 9 iron and stuff like that. So for me, it's a little bit of having no clue what's gonna happen.
Was your grandfather a lefty?
He was. They are left-handed clubs.
I was just like, wait a second. If you're going right-handed,
so
then fuck, let's go. I'll do this right now.
They're left-handed clubs, and they are blades. Okay. So bad shots are gonna be bad.
Yeah.
I have no clue if I can hit them. They feel kind of heavy, so we'll see how that goes. So that's like and I won't use a laser either. I'll just use like markings on the course. Like I'm gonna go like 1960s technology outside of the ball because I can't get my hands, or I'm not getting my hands on fucking wounds.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Made of fucking feathers and shit. So, like that's where it is for me. But, and I know this, and this is gonna be part of the challenge. If I can go out and actually hit those clubs, I'm probably still gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But I was thinking Pine Oaks, 9 holes. That of course you're familiar with.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it could be like a fun little thing.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for that.
All right. So you're in.
I like the mully a hole.
You want to take a mully a hole?
It's probably the best bet.
So I'm just gonna clarify how that will kind of work. So.
No rollovers.
No rollovers. You get 1 per hole.
Yeah.
If you take the mully, you have to play it too. So it's like if you hit the ball in a hazard and then mully into a hazard, you have to take your penalty, and you have we're gonna play like actual rules and all that shit. Same for me.
So we each get a mully a hole.
No, you get a mully.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay.
Because theoretically, you're probably like a 25 maybe handicap. So in a round of golf, if you play to your ability and I play to my ability, I should beat you by 21. So that would be 10.5 per 9.
Right.
I think with a mully, we can And then with those clubs, now that's the only thing is with those clubs, if I find a way to hit them, it might not be fair. And hey, you know what? We tried.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't fair because I managed to pull it together. But I was thinking about it, I'm like, oh, that could be like a fun little thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was hoping you weren't going to take the auto 2-putt because that's the least fun one.
Yeah, no, that's lame.
It's like, it might be beneficial to you, but it's the least fun.
Right, no, that's what I mean. I'm like, I want to actually putt.
Yeah. But then I guess, yeah, anyway. And then, so with the mullies, you can use them whenever you want too. So you have a little bit of strategy too, because it's like, if you look at it like, me personally, if I was playing it and someone was giving me a mully a hole, my goal would be to use the mully on my first putt each time.
Right.
So you can use, it's like, well, that wasn't a great tee shot, but
I can kind of pull it together and get on the green.
And then you get to play off me a little bit too. It's like, okay, well, he's right out in the middle. I don't know.
Right.
And I'll also let you call the mully after I hit too, if you wanted to. But like, so if you want your tee shot, obviously you have to call it from the tee.
Right.
So
yeah,
you can't like find your ball and be like, okay, I'm going back.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
All right, so we have a challenge.
All right, yeah, I like that.
So the first Sarcasm Speaks Golf Challenge.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. So we'll see how this goes. We'll get some pictures of the clubs so you can see what the fuck I'm working with.
Do you have the clubs with you?
They're in my room.
Oh, awesome.
So the only thing I want to track down a Sunday bag. So a Sunday bag is usually a really, really small golf bag.
Yeah.
And one of the guys I play with that's very, very good, he was using one because there was no carts at Sharon one day.
Oh, okay.
They're great. Like, these bags are hysterical because they're so small.
I feel like I've seen them before.
Yeah, they're like really, really small, really, really thin.
They're super low profile, like, yeah.
Basically, you can put your clubs in, you can hang a towel, and you can sneak some balls in the pocket.
Right.
Other than that,
yeah,
you ain't really doing a whole lot.
Right.
So I want to get my hands on one of those because I don't want to use like my stand bag.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Huh, that's funny. All right, I like that.
Yeah, we'll get some pictures up. I'll get a picture of the clubs and fucking.
Yeah, and then we just have to figure out what day we're gonna do it. Well, I'm on vacation, not this week, but next week.
Yeah, I mean 9 holes at Pine Oaks isn't hard to sneak in.
No.
So. Man, that 6 holes would be terrible though. I have no clue what the fuck I'm gonna hit.
Oh yeah, the super long par 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the 7th hole, I haven't been there in a while, but they moved the blue tees up. So like
was
for those
really
that,
short?
Yeah, people that don't know the fucking course, obviously, it's a 9-hole course. So typically, what they do is they use blue and white tees, and if you're gonna play 18, you play blues on the front, whites on the back. So the tees are in different locations. So I usually just always play the blues, just assume, I was just gonna play the front. Sometimes I might fuck around and play whites, but whatever. And then, the blue tees on the 7th hole have been up the last few times that I've played there. And when I shoot it, like depending on where the pin is, like if the pin is in the front, I've gotten like 92 yards.
Oh god.
I'm like, oh fuck, this sucks. Oh. And if the pin's in the back, I've shot like 111.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's gonna be such a hard shot.
Yeah. That sucks.
9 iron.
Yeah. But yeah, so those 2 par 3s are surprisingly not that easy.
No, I'm gonna have to play like a whole different type of golf.
I would actually have to play differently too. Like I'd have to actually like play smart and not just go out and try and just fucking mash the ball around.
Yep.
It's like when I play by myself, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna hit this as hard as I can. Hopefully it goes really fucking far.
Yeah. But.
Okay. Maybe no driver. No, actually, I would have to go no hybrid. My driver was fine, but my hybrid fell apart again. Every time I couldn't hit it.
I hope I don't break something halfway through though. Like the woods are so whippy. Like I don't know how hard I can even swing with those.
Especially if they are from like 1960.
Yeah.
If they're like fucking, I don't want to say they're rotted, but like if they're fucking like swollen or like I don't know, it's wood, dude. It's fucking 60-year-old wood.
So I would say the shafts are still metal, but yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
But I was like looking at them one day, and I'm like, I kind of want to play with these one day. and I don't know how it hit me, but
Yeah.
I've had that for like a week. I've even like beta tested it with some people. Like Chris thinks it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I asked Tom about it, James. Like that actually sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a good.
Yeah, and I have no idea how it's gonna go. It's like
Yeah.
I could shoot, you know, a handful over, or I could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Like a lot of trouble. So.
Yeah. That's awesome. I like that. You'll figure that out.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do some fucking Instagram stories while we're there too.
Yeah. No, I think that would be pretty good. Like we'll do some video. We'll do
some side bets.
We'll do some stuff leading up.
Yeah.
We'll do side bets as we go too.
This could be fun.
I want to make it fun.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be fun.
Yeah.
And then depending on how it goes, like there are options here too. Like I was also thinking like, well, let's start with the old clubs and we'll see how that goes.
Right.
But then like I wouldn't be opposed to doing like, all right, I'm gonna pick 3 clubs.
Okay.
And we're gonna play straight, and then we're gonna play straight, like something like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. And then that I like it too being at Pine Oaks because it's.
I did think that. Like I don't want to do it at Sharon.
Because I mean I know Sharon well enough too. I mean it just doesn't make it an easier fucking course, but like so you were right. We haven't recorded since then, but last week I played at Maplegate on my way into work in the morning, and you were 100% right.
I'm always right. I don't say things unless I'm right.
When I didn't play for like a month, and then I went to Pine Oaks and I shot a 44, and then the next day I played back-to-back days. The next day I shot a 41. It was like, this is my best round of the year. I'm fucking amazing. And you were like, might not be your next time out, but probably the time after that, you're gonna go out and shit's gonna completely fall apart. So I went to Maplegate, played on my way into work last week, shot a 54.
Yep.
The ball, like I couldn't control the ball. Like I literally would hit it and it would go like just way the fuck right. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like this is fucking stupid. So, you called it.
Yep.
I haven't played since then either. So
that's good.
And I have a golf tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a scramble.
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. The part of the reason why I kind of wanted to play today, but it's too late now. I may go chip in the backyard though.
So I got my 64 over here.
Just to make sure that I can actually still hit a ball and if not go completely to the fucking right.
Whatever. Just play it. Steam left.
Whatever. Fuck yeah. Imagine a lineup on the first tee tomorrow, like looking at the clubhouse.
That's how Jamie plays.
That's awesome.
I forget where it might have been LeBaron or something. That they have like a big net up. He was aimed at the net. He just hit a massive slice away from it.
That's awesome. Well, you know what's not awesome? We also alluded to this on a previous. Oh, hey, speaking of Jamie, here he is. What's up, dog? He's coming in. Wow, that just totally broke my train of thought. Oh, we talked about James Bond on a previous episode, and how they're gonna have a female. What's up, dog? How you doing?
That good, huh?
Yeah, that good.
You know when you're driving, you're hungover, and you feel like you're just gonna like crash and kill everyone. You know
Yeah.
that feeling?
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
That was me on the way back.
Me when I drove to Connecticut yesterday morning. It was terrible.
Holy shit.
So for those of you that can't see, Jamie just came in and just immediately laid right down on the couch. He's struggling right
And
now.
the question he posed was driving hungover. And you're potentially going to kill everybody, yourself and everybody on the road.
Yes.
Which, been there.
Yeah. You get the fucking hangover anxiety too.
Oh, I have it right now. I'm freaking out.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's a real thing. My most of my hangover anxiety is driven by like dumb shit that I would like say or post on like social media or like text someone or like slide someone's DMs. Like I'll wake up the next morning and be fucking terrified to look at my text messages or like my fucking Instagram or Snapchat or something.
I used to be like that. I think I've been pretty good about just not being able to use my phone.
Yeah. I almost left my phone at the house yesterday when we went out. So shout out to Derek when you listen to this.
Sup, Derek.
Sup, Derek. I went to go stay at his new house with him and his wife, and a couple of our other friends went down. And so we're in Connecticut. And I literally, before we went out, I was like, I think I might actually just leave my fucking phone here. It's like, I don't need it, like I don't really want it, like I kind of want to just like hang out with everyone. But I ended up taking it, and I actually didn't use it, so I was pretty pumped about that. I mean, when we got back home after the bar, I think I sent a bunch of fucking Snapchats of the dogs or some shit, because I was fucking shit-faced. But other than that, like, it was fine. They also have great dogs.
Oh yeah, I forgot to go on another one.
Yeah, Mandy. She's a real fucking dum-dum. like the most playful fucking dumb dog. She's definitely part pit bull. I don't know what else she is, but like, you want to talk about like just dumb, like running into stuff dumb, like barrel assing in from the outside, like as soon as you open the door, and like runs into the fucking couch, like just so playful and so loving, like just like such a happy dog.
Yeah.
But just dumb as rocks.
Yeah.
They had to buy a one of those special food bowls that's like the spiral, because she ate too fast and she would like cough or like throw up everywhere. So
And then
now,
eat it again.
yeah, so she has to like follow the fucking spiral to like eat slower. She's a great dog. She actually slept with me last night and literally woke me up just about every hour. She's one of those like come over and like put her paw on me and be like, "Hey, you awake?" And it's like, get the fuck out of here. At one point, she like literally laid on top of the pillows with her face in my face, and I was like, "Oh, so this is what we're doing?"
She thinks she's people.
Yeah, and like, so I just roll over, and then she just fucking lays on my head, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then finally at like 5:30 this morning, she's like up and like ready to play. She's like rolling around on the bed, and I'm on an air mattress. You know when dogs like dig to like fluff up the fucking blankets or whatever? She's like digging, and I'm like, yo, stop, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're gonna pop the fucking air mattress. Like, Jesus Christ. She got long nails too.
I'm surprised she didn't know better.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? Well, it's 5:30 in the morning, and she's like rolling around, and then she like, I look over, and she's just fucking sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at the door. So I'm like, fine, get the fuck out of here. Like, I just open the door, and she just goes barrel assing out of the bedroom down the fucking hallway, and like goes over to the couch, and Healy was sleeping on the couch. And it was just like, and I was like, what are you, it's 5:30 in the morning, like, what's your fucking problem? And she finally went into Derek's room and went back to sleep. And I think I slept until like 8, but yeah, that was kind of a fucking shit show. Should I get into that story that I told you earlier?
Do I already forget?
Yeah, when I said I think we might have a problem.
Oh. Yes, I do remember that now. I won't lie.
Yeah, alright. So I'll share this because it's the fucking podcast and I overshare sometimes, whatever. So, so I'm sitting on the couch earlier and I talked to Bob and I'm like, so I think we may actually have a problem. And like, we meaning like our group of friends. So anyone that's been listening to the show,
Most of the people that have been on the show.
yeah, if you've listened to episode 50, all of our fucking dumbasses were here at the same time. Everyone's been here, you know, sporadically. Normally just, although I guess the main offenders would be me, you, Vinny, and Finn. Or
Yeah.
the 4 assholes.
Typically.
Yeah.
Jimo when he's here.
Yeah, Jimo
He's
too.
just been on less often.
So I was thinking, like, we drink a lot, and like we just continue, and like it's normal to us, but last night made me realize that it's not normal for most people.
Especially when you don't have a partner in crime.
So yeah. So we obviously, like I said, I went to Derek's house, went to Connecticut. We were out at a brewery during the day. We start day drinking. We're doing our thing. We make a pit stop back at his house. Then we go out. We get tapas and we get fucking pizza. We go to a pizza place. So we're drinking literally all day between beer and bourbon and sangria and other fucking mixed drinks. Like we're fucking hitting it hard. And probably starting at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's not technically all day.
No. But that's when I got there.
All day is a before noon start.
Okay, fair enough. So from 3 o'clock on. So we're just going.
Hey, by me saying that may
that's-
also, you know.
Yeah, that's
that may be Exhibit A.
Yeah, here we go, guys.
So Exhibit B.
Exhibit B. So we're out, we're at bars, we're going around, and we get back to Derek's house probably around like midnight, like 12, 12:30, and we get back, and I'm like, does anybody want a bourbon? And everyone just kind of looks at me, and they're like, no, we're good.
We're gonna go to bed.
And I was like, all right, I'll just pour like a little bourbon then. So I like poured myself a little glass of bourbon. I had one, I drank it, and then everyone was kind of like starting to trickle off and like go to bed. Like everyone was legitimately like, okay, now it's bedtime. And I was like, you guys sure? Like, I think I'm gonna have another beer. So I got up and I went and I crushed a Bud Light, and I'm literally just sitting there just drinking my Bud Light, and everyone's just like, all right, we're going to bed. I was like, I guess I'm done drinking now too then. Like, I don't know what to do. And then, so the kicker, we wake up this morning and everyone is wicked fucking banged up, like pretty hungover. And I get up and I'm like, not that bad. I'm tired because the dog woke me up a bunch in the middle of the night and like wanted to play at 5:30 in the morning, but like I'm not hungover. Like I could probably use like a nap to like, catch up on some sleep, but other than that, like I said, like I'm good. So it was after that I was like, oh, okay.
This is problematic.
This might be a problem. We just like to drink. Like we're just good at drinking.
Would you call it work experience or a skill? No, I guess it wouldn't be work experience, but experience or a skill.
Yeah, I would say it's a skilled experience. Like, so I can't drink nearly as much as Vinny and Finn. I can still hold my own, but like, they fucking crush. And I feel like just of the years of trying to keep up with them, it's just kind of forced me to get closer to their level. But then when I'm around like normal people that like want to go to bed at 12:30, 1 o'clock, because that's the other thing. When you put all of us together, we're up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
It's so bad.
Like the one night on Mancation last year, you guys were up until 7. I think I went to bed at like 5:30.
It was light out.
Yeah. So like, I feel
We were trying to grill burgers at 7 a.m. Couldn't do it, but.
So like, I feel like normal people don't do that.
No.
It's just us.
No.
We're just a special breed of fucking assholes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was my last 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed it. When you have the discovery that like, okay, so this is different.
That's why I try to save it for special occasions.
Yeah, I think I think we said it earlier too. That finding the off switch once we get going is a little tricky.
It's a little problematic.
A little problematic. Oh boy.
I think the biggest mistake I make though is I don't find the off switch when I have to do shit in the morning. Like have a 7:06 tea time 40 minutes away.
Right.
That was a little tough to get to.
Yeah, I've been on like a fucking mini bender. I feel like I've been drinking since Wednesday.
Have you been drinking since Wednesday?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I got home Wednesday and just had a bourbon, or maybe a beer. And then Thursday night, I definitely drank bourbon because that's when I had pepperoni and cheese for dinner.
Yeah, we went on a group trip to Target.
Yeah, we took our group trip to Target. So I definitely drank Thursday night, and then we for sure drank Friday.
Oh, yes we did.
Yeah, we definitely did.
3 zombies, definitely too many.
Yep.
For a 2.5 hour span.
Yeah, well I drank 4 the last time.
Started earlier.
That's true, yeah.
We probably got there at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
On Friday?
No.
Oh, the first time.
The 4
Yeah,
zombie day.
Yeah.
And you got food twice.
Yes.
I had 3 that time. Woke up the next day, a little slow to go, but fine.
Yeah.
That was not good.
No, Saturday morning
Not good
was tough.
Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Saturday morning was a struggle. That drive to Connecticut was fucking tough.
Oh.
Especially because
I
there was
drove
traffic.
half. Oh no, I drove like.
Took me almost 3 hours to get to Connecticut because of traffic.
So it took me like I drove like a quarter of the time.
Yeah.
And it was tough.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't feel great.
Nope. No, felt awful. The zombies turned me into a zombie. But hey, whatever. So yeah, and I got a golf tournament tomorrow, so we're probably gonna drink tomorrow. At least I took today off.
There you go.
We have one day to bounce back.
Everything in moderation, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you know what's funny is I weighed in at my competition last Saturday, so 8 days ago. I was 174.5 pounds. This morning I stepped on the scale.
181.
That's cute. 186.6. I've gained 12 pounds in a week.
Gross.
Again, now granted, probably
you were eating,
2 to 3 of that.
You were eating celery the night before the competition.
Was water and dehydration and fucking, not eating. So like we'll call it 177, but still that's 10 pounds. I've gained 10 pounds in a week.
Yeah.
So I gotta get back on that grind, son.
Yeah, don't bother. We're going away in 2
Yeah,
weeks.
I know. And then I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
And then we go away. Oh fuck. Well, I tried.
Give it a good run.
Yeah. So before we got sidetracked and all this bullshit, we were about to talk about James Bond.
Yes.
I feel like you know more about this than I do.
Well, it's not much. It's just so they've always been rumored for years that they want to get something different than a white male as James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well, that's why for a while everyone thought Idris Elba was going to be the next James Bond.
yeah. So personally, I don't really care
No.
who it is. If we're gonna stick to what the character is, like it's a tall white Scottish dude, like that's who James Bond is.
Right.
I don't know if it's specified as white. I don't know, but
Right.
if that's what it's gonna be, then that's what it's gonna be. So the other thing, because they've been like floating around, it's like, oh, a woman's gonna play James Bond.
I heard.
So my only question is, how is a woman gonna play a male character?
Right. The name of the person
Is James Bond
James isn't
a woman's name? So I don't know exactly how that's gonna work.
No.
So, what the rumor is that Lashana Lynch, who's an actress, I don't know anything about her, don't know where she's from, don't know what she's done, don't know what she's been in, don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
She is the new 007. So,
Okay.
she's not the title character, but she is potentially going to be the new agent. So, James Bond is 007, license to kill, all that crap.
Right.
That's his agent, title, number, whatever.
Yeah.
And now they're going to change the 007 character, potentially, to this actress.
So, my only response to that is, why?
I don't know.
Like,
I have no idea.
why? Why would you do that? So, Daniel Craig is still going to be James Bond.
Yes.
In this movie.
Yep.
But he's not going to be 007.
Potentially not. Now, all this is rumored because the movie's not done yet.
Right.
And we don't really know.
Right.
But that's the thought, is that 007 is going to be a different character than James Bond.
If that is the case, and if they decide to move forward after this movie and turn James or fucking whatever, no more James Bond, now 007 is a female, the series is over. Because you look at every single remake of a movie that they did with the female cast, it tanked. Ocean's 8 tanked. It was fucking terrible. I never saw it, but it got the world's worst reviews. They redid Ghostbusters with an all-female cast, tanked. Got terrible reviews. Again, never saw it. But it's like, you don't remake a movie that's already been done with a different gender cast just to say that you made it with a different gender cast. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, just make a new thing. Because you know what did work? Was Bridesmaids. Everyone was like, oh, Bridesmaids was like the female version of The Hangover. Yeah, but guess what it wasn't? It wasn't called The Hangover.
Yeah, it also was different than The Hangover.
Exactly. Like, it was very similar. It was a similar premise, but it was a completely different movie with an all-female cast, and guess what? They fucking murdered it. So, like, don't remake a movie. If you want to make a similar movie, go right the fuck ahead. Do whatever you want. Or, like, even as far as the whole James Bond thing goes, like, if you want to put a woman in it, make her 008. Like, actually use logic and be like, all right, well, James Bond, Daniel Craig, is 007. In GoldenEye, we had Sean Bean was Alec Trevelyan, who was 006.
There's been a 008. He gets captured and killed.
Yeah, so it's like, you just create this. Like, create something new. Like, I don't know. That's just fucking stupid. I think it's fucking dumb. But.
So, I wrote this down whenever we brought it up last.
Yeah.
Which might have been a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it was a week or 2 weeks ago. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
So I did just look it up again, and allegedly what the premise is going to be is that James Bond, the character, is retiring from MI6. So the 007 position is now available. And it's going to be filled by this... this actress is going to play the character that now is the 007 agent because James Bond has retired. That's like the premise.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means
for the franchise.
I don't know what that. I don't know what that means outside of this one movie.
Right. This is Bond 25.
Yep.
This is Daniel Craig's last movie. They've been looking for a new James Bond for years. They didn't even know Craig was going to be able to come back and do 25 because there was rumor that he didn't want to. But he is. He's back.
So he'd rather fucking cut his wrist and play Bond again.
Yeah. And he's doing it. So does that mean that, what's her name?
Lashana Lynch.
Lashana Lynch. She's going to be the title character in the 26th movie? Like, I don't know what this means. Like, this is just, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, and I know Always Sunny made a parody of this, but
fucking love Always Sunny.
What they did was they tried to do the Boggs episode with all women, making fun of this exact topic.
Right.
And even so, like I'm reading something on yoursun.com. I don't know. Sounds legit.
Yeah, it seems legit.
Whatever. I'm reading it, and like Jodie Foster's saying, it's like, yeah, this isn't the way to do this.
No.
It's not to take a male role, it's to reinvent roles.
Right.
Like,
so if
Captain Marvel was pretty good because it didn't try to take...
It wasn't Captain America played by Brie Larson.
Yes.
It was the
Captain
actual
Marvel.
character Captain Marvel. Wonder Woman was really fucking good.
Yeah.
It wasn't Gal Gadot playing fucking
Superman.
It was Wonder Woman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? This is fucking stupid.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're gonna do. I feel like the fucking Bond series had so much fucking trouble just like getting movies made and put out and stuff like that.
Well, especially now. So, granted, like the James Bond thing changes as time changes because audiences change and stuff like that. So, like, I understand also, like, the very original James Bond, like, Ian Fleming's James Bond was very much not an action hero. He was, like, I don't want to call him clumsy, but he was kind of, like...
Oh, the one from the book?
Yeah, he was, like, whimsical and, like, would, like, almost literally, like, trip into good luck.
He was Archer.
Shit. He was Archer.
Things just kind of work out for me.
Right. So, again, Archer, if anyone watches that show... that is closer to Ian Fleming's James Bond than the James Bond in the movies.
Even going back to Dr. No.
Right.
That's Sean Connery has never really played like that.
Yeah.
I know Roger Moore played a couple goofier roles.
Mm-hmm.
Those movies got crushed.
Yeah. So it's like.
So even if it was truer to the book, it didn't make for good movies.
Yeah. And so Daniel Craig's James Bond is an action hero.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan's was probably supposed to be, except 3 of those movies were terrible.
Yeah, those were bad.
And actually, Timothy Dalton's movies were also actiony.
Yeah.
They were okay.
Yeah.
At best.
But so again, it's different, and I get it. Things change, but like I said, my original point was that it's tougher now to get people, and especially in Hollywood, to get behind James Bond, because in Ian Fleming's James Bond, he is a misogynist. He's a misogynistic prick that drinks too much and chain smokes cigarettes.
Yes, the entire time.
And he just fucks women all the time. So you put that in today's culture, and people are like, oh.
Dude, if people actually went back and watched Goldfinger.
Oh yeah.
There's big borderline. I don't know. It's there's definitely non-consensual sex in there.
Oh, for sure.
He fucking throws that girl down in the hay, and it's just we're gonna do this.
Yeah. But again, it was.
That was like
the 60s.
67, something like that.
And again, hey,
they barely had movies back then.
It's the original James Bond. That's how it was written. But yeah, you couldn't do that today.
Yeah, that movie might have been made before the civil rights movement anyway, so the country had bigger issues back then.
Right.
Than, what James Bond was doing on fucking camera. Had real problems.
Right. So, I don't know. I like James Bond. Admittedly, we've talked about this before, I'm not as big into James Bond as you and Finn are. I never watched the Connery ones. I've seen a couple of them, but I'm not a diehard James Bond guy. But I do like James Bond, and I'm gonna be kind of sad if they turn this into a fucking Ghostbusters scenario.
Well, the thing I just don't get is, if they're looking for a new James Bond, but he's retiring in this movie, are they gonna reset in a way, almost like Batman?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But then it's if you're gonna make this character 007, are you just gonna do it for one movie and then that was it? That was fun.
Right. When they pick fucking Richard Madden to be the next James Bond, is whatever happens in this movie just not even gonna matter?
Or is Bond not gonna be?
Yeah.
An active agent? Is he gonna take over for M?
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't see what the end.
I don't either.
Game is, or are they gonna pull a fucking Luke Skywalker, where they need to go find him in the mountains somewhere?
Yeah.
And then they go up there and all he is just a crusty old dude. Because if they do that, it's already been done.
Yeah, it was done in
Luke
Skyfall.
Skywalker.
Well, also it was done in Skyfall.
Yeah, but it wasn't because so what I mean is literally take the plot of the last 2 Star Wars movies where she tries to go and learn from him, and he's just nah.
Yeah.
Until some point where he's okay, and then, but with Bond, it's is that what it's gonna be?
Right. Yeah. No, that's fair. I don't know. It's a weird time, man. It's a weird time for movies because they're just trying to force this fucking social justice shit down people's throats, and everything has to be appropriate and whatnot, and it's entertainment. This isn't real life. We need to start realizing that movies aren't real life. If bad things happen to people in movies, it's okay because it's just a movie. That person, literally whatever scene just happened, probably about 7 minutes after that, walked off the set and probably went and drank coffee and sat in a chair somewhere.
Threw money around in their trailer.
Whatever you just saw happen to them in that fucking scene, didn't literally happen to them. We need to realize that here, people. You need to stop being a fucking dumbass. I don't know. Whoever the guy was that played Darth Maul's character didn't actually get cut in half in real life. When they shot that scene, he walked off the set afterwards and was fine. You know, like there's, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know who the actor was, but I haven't seen him not like either.
Outside of, well, again, this is a different time, but outside of fucking like Marlon Brando, like literally punching a woman on set, like in the fucking movie, like that shit doesn't happen anymore.
No, it does not.
No.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah.
Woof.
I forget if it was in The Godfather or if it was in a different movie that he was in, but he literally like there was a scene where he hit a woman and he literally hit the woman. Again, I don't quote me. I'm pretty sure it was Marlon Brando. I'm pretty sure I've heard the story before.
But it was definitely someone.
But it was definitely someone like back in the day.
And not Triple H punching Kurt Angle in the nose.
Yeah.
Because that also happened.
Yeah. But there was like some major actor like back in the day that actually did that on set, and everyone was like, "Yeah, okay." But yeah, so whatever. It's James Bond, I guess. We'll see. When is it supposed to come out? Do you know?
2020,
Oh, dumb.
like spring, I think.
Yeah. You know what else is kind of dumb? Last Chance U.
Yeah, it wasn't awesome.
We just finished that. The second, well, technically it's the fourth season.
Fourth season, second season at Independence Community College.
Yeah, and probably the last year at Independence. I don't think they're gonna go.
No, they're not gonna
next
go
year.
back. The coach is gone, so.
Yeah.
Um,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, that's news now.
Yeah. That's like legitimate news.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough because
The season before that, so the first season of Independence, I thought was pretty good.
So if I was to rank the seasons, because you haven't seen all four.
No.
Okay.
Only last year at Independence was the first time I watched.
So-
Last Chance U.
I'm just gonna go seasons 1 through 4. So season 1 is the best.
Yep.
That was the first year at Eastern Mississippi. Then it might have been season 2. Season 2 at Eastern Mississippi or season 3 the first year at Indy. It just depends on how you feel about Malik Henry. Because frankly, Malik Henry was a fucking cunt the entire time.
Yeah.
He was real tough. Like really, really tough to get behind.
Yeah.
He was always complaining and whining
It wasn't my fault. He was
He was
not my fault.
yeah, and he was the one who was throwing the ball like shit. And all you hear about is how good he is at throwing the ball.
Yeah.
And how good he sees the field. He's like a coach out there.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't play that well. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, they still were successful. Rakeem Boyd was a very, very bad man on that fucking team. My God,
He
like
was
just
a fucking monster.
just like hand him the ball and see you later.
Yeah.
So Eastern Mississippi was also so season 2 was also kind of tough because all those players were also whiny little bitches too.
Right.
A lot of them were guys coming from. They had a lot more D1 transfers in season 2, and therefore a lot of guys that they wouldn't just go play.
Right.
Everything had to be me, this,
On
that.
their terms, yeah.
Like, ugh, you guys are also irritating.
It almost makes it hard to follow a school for more than 1 year because that's what's going to happen in that second year. So I'm just speaking from what you've talked about in the second year of Eastern Mississippi, but now I've seen the second year at Indy, and it's like it's the group of kids that you have are the ones that are down and out. They're the ones that didn't really make it. So now you put them in this situation where they're like kind of famous, but they're still not that good, and they think that they're like going to the NFL.
Well, I think they get a little bit of fame,
Right.
but they still don't sort out their shit. So like
Right.
Chauncey Rivers was a DN in season 2, and he didn't even get academically eligible to play
Right.
the next season. So he was Georgia, then he went to Eastern Mississippi, and then he signed with Mississippi State, and he wasn't eligible to play because
Right.
he couldn't get his grades figured out.
Right.
And then it was like Cam was also on the D line. Now he was terrible. He was brutal, like horrible as a fucking like the most unlikable person, like more unlikable than Malik Henry.
Yeah.
And like he went from Penn State to Eastern Mississippi to Pitt, and he couldn't get his shit figured out at Pitt either. It's like you got in that second season, you got dudes that weren't even remotely close to taking advantage of the last chance.
Yeah.
They were there. They got, their credit, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They got they signed their letter and then did not change even remotely. Like, did not figure their shit out at all.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you had Dakota Allen, who was at Texas Tech, got kicked out for like an armed robbery thing, played his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
He was a stud. Texas Tech took him back, and he just got drafted this past year. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of person that makes the show good, not those other guys.
Right. And we talked a little bit about this just between us, saying that so in the second season at Indy, they focused a lot on Bobby Bruce. They even followed him after he got kicked off the team and kept following his story. However, if you look at Jermaine Johnson, who was arguably their best player on the defense, he was a defensive end, ranked nationally ranked in the country
First
in
junior
JUCO,
college.
ends up going to Georgia as a transfer, which it's fucking Georgia, dude. That's a top 5 school, and he wasn't even in the show.
No.
But you made a good point that it's probably because he wasn't entertaining. He probably came in every day, did everything he needed to do. He didn't mouth off. He wasn't a shithead. So therefore, people don't want to watch that because it's not entertaining. Because he just gets his shit together and does what he has to do, and then just goes. He was literally there for his last chance, and he took advantage of it and went.
Yeah.
He wasn't
So they
a
actually
Malik Henry
had,
or a Bobby Bruce who was kind of a fucking shithead.
Yeah, their defense actually had 6 guys commit D1.
Yeah.
And they only talked about Kalen Davis, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And he went to the smallest school out of all 6.
Right. But he was funny.
Yeah, he was funny, and
entertaining.
That's why he was featured.
Right.
They featured Marquise King.
Right.
Couldn't get his shit figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Got kicked off the team because he couldn't stop smoking weed. He didn't get to play in the last game because he couldn't stop smoking weed.
Right.
The quarterbacks, it was a disaster.
Yeah.
Jay Jones was always hurt.
Right.
There was just a revolving door.
Yeah.
So it was tough because the players weren't very. So season 4, the players weren't. It was tough. They weren't very likable. The team was not successful.
No, they went 2-8.
2-8. They won their first and last game. They lost every other game in between.
Yeah.
The way it happened was gross. They couldn't do anything offensively.
No. Yeah, it was the second or third game of their season. They played the third game. They played a team that was 0-3 and averaged allowing 50 points a game.
And they got shut out.
They got shut out by that team.
Yep.
The team that averaged giving up 50 points a game held them to 0.
Yep.
So that's how bad that team was.
Yeah, it was the same thing in the second season. So each time with the second season, the team, not really, but in a way, it's the individual players just don't go out there and play.
Yeah, that's tough. But I mean, that's what.
But that's only the people that are featured. That's
Yeah.
the other thing. It's only the people that are featured. So.
Right.
I don't know. It's just funny because if you look back, so we're 3 years after the first season at Eastern Mississippi, so they won 3 of 4 national titles before the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Then that year they lost, or they did not get a chance to play because it was a brawl in the very last game. So everyone got ejected at halftime or before halftime. With them, they had a 35 or 42 point lead before halftime, and then there was a brawl. So they kicked everybody out.
Mm-hmm.
That game was considered nothing.
Right.
Then, because of the on-field brawl, everybody that was on the team gets a 2-game suspension.
Right.
So they were suspended for their playoff game, therefore they forfeited, so not getting the invite for the national title. And then in season 2, because whoever was held over didn't get to play, They lost that game too.
Yeah.
And then that one loss kept them out of the national title. They've won the 2 national titles since.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a game that they were up by 1 million, and John Franklin had 6 touchdowns in the first half, running, passing, literally doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah.
Literally anything. They ended up not getting that game, forfeiting their second game, or forfeiting their playoff game, and then losing the first game of the next year to not get it in. A year when they had DeAndre Johnson, and he was nasty.
Yeah.
He easily could have led them to winning. But he wasn't allowed to play because he was in the press box for the Brawl game. He was technically on the team, but he wasn't playing, so he was in the press box, suspended. So he didn't even get to play. They played with like 32 guys.
Oh wow.
So they lost the chance at 2 national titles, which I think they probably would have won.
Yeah.
Because actually they beat the team that did win in the first season.
Oh, okay.
They beat that team during the year, and that team won the national title. So I know anything can happen.
Right.
But you would think they actually fucking crushed that team.
Yeah.
They were a fucking wagon that first year.
Huh.
But they didn't get to play, and then they won the last 2. So it's like this show is almost becoming like Hard Knocks, where it's like you're turning your program into a circus.
Absolutely.
And then you're under the microscope, and Buddy Stevens year 2 tried to change who he was. And that just didn't work because he just reverted back to being who he was. And now with no cameras, he can just coach and he can do what he needs to do and he can move people on and win national titles.
Yeah.
And now Jason Brown, under the microscope, because now he's famous and whatever, he makes a fucking couple bad decisions, and
now he's out. Right.
School doesn't want him.
Right. So, I don't know. What can you do?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It's also hard knowing, because obviously it's a year behind, so you look up their record. They're like, I knew they were 2-8.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I knew they weren't going to win any of these games.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to watch, and then there was no players that kept me engaged.
What we were talking about too, which would be interesting, is picking like a random college team and doing that for a season instead of like the last chance U thing. But then even then, it would have to be like a shit show of a team to like make it entertaining. Like it would have to be the
FAU with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, or the U with the fucking turnover chain, and like imagine those practices, what those are like, or like Arizona or Arizona State, because both of them are just crazy fucking party schools, and like you just watch the cameras follow kids around like doing all kinds of dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be that. Like you're not gonna take so it would be like a college version of Hard Knocks. You're not gonna take college Hard Knocks to fucking Alabama with Nick Saban because it's boring as fuck.
Yeah, it's like a Patriots Hard Knocks.
Right.
It'd be the lamest thing in the world.
Right. You're not gonna go to Georgia with fucking Kirby Smart because it's gonna be boring as fuck. Like he gets in, he does what he's got to do, and then he gets the fuck on with it. Same thing with what's his face at Clemson. Like it's like you can't. You have to pick that team that's a shit show. That's why Hard Knocks always goes to like the Cleveland Browns or like the fucking Raiders or like the Jets. Like they kind of pick. You have to go with that sort of like a shit show of a team, so it's entertaining.
Yeah. But I don't know. I still like Last Chance U. I'll watch it, but
yeah,
I think they're gonna have to go to a different school.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. I mean, they would have to start it right. They'd be filming right now.
They would. And nothing's been announced, so I don't know if they're even gonna have another season.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's still up in the air. I'm like, I don't think it's up in the air. I think you're not having it.
Yeah. Honestly.
Like, I mean, I don't know what. So camp is like mid-August.
Yep.
So they got 2 weeks to figure out if they're doing the show or not.
Right.
They got to figure out if and where and when.
Right. Right.
So it sounds to me like they're not. Unless they pull it together and go back to Indy because it's like, oh, new coaching staff and some of the players but
yeah, it's not going to be that good if they stay.
No, because Jason Brown isn't there.
Right. Right.
Unless you're looking for like the redemption year. I don't know if they can even do it.
They really
might
don't
not
have
be
a
good.
quarterback.
Well, see, but this is the thing is we don't know who the quarterback is.
Yeah.
Someone could have transferred in.
True.
And we would have no idea who they are because the Eastern Mississippi quarterbacks that have won the last 2 national titles, no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's usually a D1 transfer. Someone who can run and pass.
Yeah. All right. Start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
Got a final thought?
Yeah.
Good guy.
I mentioned I would bring it up. Vermin Supreme.
Yeah, yes.
So Vermin Supreme has been a presidential candidate since '04.
Yes.
Coming out of DC in New Hampshire.
Yes. He's from Boston, actually. He's from
Gloucester.
Gloucester.
In 2020, he's going to run as a libertarian.
Oh, God.
So
Fuck.
he's 58 years old. He is from Gloucester.
Yeah.
He is the guy that wears a boot on his head as a hat.
So after we talked about this on the episode with Sexy Chris, I did look him up, and I know this guy. Like, and I don't know him,
You know him
but
personally.
Like, yeah.
Get him on the show.
Like when I saw the picture of him, I was like, oh shit, this fucking guy.
Yeah. He also carries a giant toothbrush from time to time because one of his mandates is that he's going to get every American's going to have to brush their teeth. That's going to be a law.
Derek's going to be pissed about that.
So some of the platforms that he's had was zombie apocalypse awareness, time travel research. He was going to put a lot of funding into that.
Oh my God.
And then every American was going to get a pony.
So this guy is the reason why, I don't want to say never, but the reason why third parties in this country are going to have such a fucking hard time ever, like, becoming a thing. So, like, right now, not to get, like, super political, but, like, right now, like, the two-party system has never been more vulnerable, I think, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a fucking political analyst or anything, but...
I'm not either, but I'm still going to weigh in on this.
You've got the whole Democrat, Republican thing, and, like, people are so polarized, like, on either end. Like we kind of talked with Chris a little bit about this, where it's like, you know, there's the minorities are on either side, but they're the people that are so fucking loud, and it's like the people in the middle are the ones that are like too busy to weigh in on shit because they have like real lives and bullshit to do, and those are the people that would almost be like, all right, cool, like we need to see both sides and honestly kind of be a little bit more libertarian. And I'm a little bit biased because I consider myself a libertarian, but I think it's just a very pragmatic way to be. You know, it's typically socially liberal and fiscally conservative. Typically is how the whole libertarian thing goes. And like, I don't want to get into the whole arguments because some libertarians don't believe in having a fucking education system and they want no government at all. I recognize you do need some sort of fucking federal government. I'm not a full-blown fucking libertarian, but I align more closely with those kind of like ideals. But this fucking asshole with the boot on his head promising everyone ponies and making people brush their teeth is like, people are gonna look at that and be like, oh, there's a libertarian, those are what they do, those are the third parties. And it's like, no, he's just a fucking idiot. And
the best part is
it's the same thing that happened in the last election with what's his face, Gary Johnson. I actually voted for Gary Johnson because I didn't want to vote for either of the other two fucking idiots. And but like his whole thing was he didn't know what Aleppo was, which, spoiler alert, I don't know what Aleppo is either. But apparently in the news it was a big deal. So they were like, this guy doesn't even know what Aleppo is. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck Aleppo is either. But he called Donald Trump a huge pussy, so I'll vote for him.
Is when you're saying Aleppo, is it a space?
No,
Aleppo,
I think it's a place.
Or is it one word?
I think it's a place. It's one word. Something happened at Aleppo. I don't know what it is.
Remember the Aleppo?
Yeah. But I'll never forget, the reason why I decided to vote for him was he was giving an interview on like live TV, and someone asked him a question. He was like, yeah, listen, so I've summited the highest peak on every continent across the world. I've run marathons, I've run this, I've done that. He goes, what has Donald Trump done? Nothing. He's a pussy. And I was like, I like this guy. I'm gonna vote for him. Well, and it also just so happened that he was libertarian as well, so it kind of worked out. But
so I just think the best thing about Vermin Supreme is that he makes such a mockery of the political system.
Yeah.
And like that's like his whole platform is he's like, hey, look how stupid this whole thing is.
Right.
But he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
And no one picks up on it. Like people think he's like an actual candidate. It's like, oh, this guy's not gonna win. yeah, no shit, that's the point. He gets
Yeah.
like 17 votes.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point. But I just think for the humor that no one understands,
Yeah.
like, because he is making a mockery of this entire thing, everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what is phenomenal about the whole thing. And people don't know how to handle it, and people think he's like legitimate. And people are like, oh, this guy's not gonna win. Wow, where'd you come up with that political analysis?
Yeah.
Was it the boot on his head or the toothbrush in his pocket?
Or the pony promise.
Yeah. Or the fact that he's not like a traditional politician, so he's not gonna win. It's like
Right.
some random dude isn't just gonna win.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
so yeah, 2020, Vermin Supreme.
He's official.
You know who has my vote?
Maybe I'll vote for him if he makes it.
Well, that's it.
I might write him in actually.
I wonder if so will I be registered to vote down this way now? Because I changed my license.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah. I haven't voted
The
in anything ever.
The 2016 election was the first time I ever voted.
I haven't voted in anything.
I never voted my entire life before then.
But it was also because I was registered in Medford, and
Yeah.
it was too hard to work from probably 6 a.m. till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night when
Yeah.
polls close at 8 o'clock at night.
Although the 2016 election was actually only the second election that I was able to vote in. So I didn't vote in 2012, but because I was 20. So in 2008, I would have only been 16. So I wasn't old enough to vote in 08.
I bailed on 3 presidentials and everything in between.
Yeah, so actually, if you think about it, it's not bad. I bailed on my first one, but I voted in 16. I'm gonna vote next year.
But also, my reason for not voting. Now this is good. Strap in for this one. So, what does everyone say when they don't vote? They say it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone then tries to tell you that it does.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, my reason for not voting
Yeah.
is that I really don't know what I'm doing, and I really don't know much about politics. So
Right.
if my vote matters that much, I don't want to fuck it up.
You don't want to be you don't
I
want
don't
to give
wanna-
an uninformed opinion.
I don't want to vote for, if my vote matters that much, I don't want to vote for the wrong guy or
Yeah.
girl
Right.
or person
Right.
or things. Are things running yet?
Where the wild things are.
So because I know it's always the blowback.
Yeah.
Your vote matters. It's important.
Yeah.
If it's that important, I don't want to screw it up.
Right.
It's like, oh, it affects the future. I'm like, fuck. If it's gonna affect the future, I gotta get this right. And I don't know enough about politics to get it right.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's a good way to look at
And it was like the top 2 candidates, everyone hates them. So I'm like, well, if everyone hates them,
it.
how do I pick?
That's why I voted for Gary Johnson.
So, yeah, I mean, if my vote is that important, I don't want to waste it. So
Yeah.
I would rather not than vote for the wrong person.
Right. Also, so
Suck it.
I would say your vote doesn't matter in a state like Massachusetts.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it does. So, but
Because
people,
Massachusetts
that's what
is always gonna go.
if you talk to
Democrat.
someone politically,
Yeah.
or someone who is like versed, or even just cares a
Your
lot.
vote matters in swing states.
Yeah, and
Your vote doesn't matter in
people will try to tell me in
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts it does.
Your
so.
vote doesn't matter in Texas.
Well, that's the thing. I
Your
don't live
vote
in.
doesn't matter
I don't
in
live in
California.
Florida.
You know, like
I don't live in Florida,
Right.
so it's like
it's like Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, maybe like Illinois, Michigan. Like those are the places where it matters, like the swing states.
the best part though is how mad people get.
Yeah.
Like, Bobby, why aren't you voting? I'm like, well, my vote matters, right? Yeah, it does matter. It's important. You need to vote. Like, you're voting on the future. I'm like,
Well, I don't want to make
Shit.
a wrong decision.
what if I get it wrong?
Yeah.
And they look at me like, well, you can't get it. Well, if I can't get it wrong, then why does it matter? They don't like that.
That's a great philosophical conundrum.
Yeah. If it matters that much,
Right.
well, shit, I don't know anything.
Right.
I'm like, I look at like, some of these political views. Like, I mean, I Google them quick to see
Yeah.
if anything, jumps out at me. I'm like,
Right.
shit. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, abortion doesn't affect me, so I really don't want to fuck that one up. Immigration, I'm like, dude, I'm not an immigrant, so I don't want to fuck that up either.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to pay health insurance, but I kind of understand why I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love paying taxes, but again, I kind of understand why I do. I don't know. Is anyone doing anything on the fitness industry or strength and conditioning? No. Okay. What about small businesses? Do I see anything on small business? Nope. I'm only seeing big businesses. I'm like, shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go. I don't work for a big business.
Right.
I can't get an abortion. I don't think.
Well, hey, it's 2019. Men can get pregnant now.
That horse.
So then, if men can get pregnant, then men can also have abortions.
So how does a guy get pregnant?
I don't know. We don't have enough time to dig that one up. But that is the thing. I have seen that people have tried to make the argument that men can get pregnant.
Is it male right activist groups?
Probably.
Okay.
But I read that. I saw a post on Instagram or something like that, and I was like, oh my god, I'm terrified. Now I can get pregnant.
Woof.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. So, whatever.
Anyway, your final thought.
My final thought is with Trevor Bauer. So we heard this. We took a little trip to Target earlier for a trash run. I wanted to get ice cream.
Well, I had to get ibuprofen and
Yeah.
batteries for my rangefinder.
Yeah. So I got I got ice cream. So we're in the car, and on 98.5 The Sports Hub, they're talking about how Trevor Bauer, who is a pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, was getting pulled from the game by none other than Terry Francona, your old manager here in Boston.
Friends call him Tito.
Yeah, Tito. So Tito strolls out of the dugout, starts walking over to the pitching mound, just like he does, every game when he changes a pitcher. What does Trevor Bauer do? Holding the baseball, he decides to turn around and huck the baseball over the center field wall in the back.
So if center field, I don't know how far center field is. I don't know what stadium they were in. Let's just say it's 400 feet.
Right.
He threw that ball 340 feet.
Right.
That is over a football field.
Yes.
So if you want to know why you're not an elite pitcher, because you can't throw a fucking baseball 340 feet out of the goddamn stadium.
Yes. So I said this in the car. What makes this incredible to me is not that he decided to just throw it into the stands over like the first baseline or the third baseline. Like, I don't know if he's a righty or a lefty.
He's right-handed.
But like the easy thing to do would just say, fuck it, throw it in the stands, or like throw it over home plate in the back. No. He turned around 180 degrees and he threw that baseball out of the back of the stadium as if someone were just hit a home run.
Yes.
Where the ball ends up on a home run is where he threw it.
Yes.
Because good old Tito was coming to pull him from the game, and he didn't like that very much.
Nope.
I think that is fucking incredible.
So now we've got Trevor Bauer and Tyrrell Hatton and John Rahm a little. I think he's calming down, but Tyrrell Hatton's still a psycho.
Yeah.
So these are my two latest psychos, because that's a great moment.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the
Tyrrell Hatton is a golfer.
Tyrrell Hatton's a golfer. He's British, but he's a hothead.
Yeah.
So I'm watching, and he's putting with a wedge on like the 16th hole, and I'm like, oh dude, he got pissed and broke his putter.
Yeah.
Yep, he got pissed and broke his putter.
That's awesome.
And then he hit 2 bombs with the wedge.
Yeah.
Just putting with the wedge. He hit 2 fucking long ass putts.
Wow.
So Trevor Bauer and Tyrrell Hatton are now in the current Mount Rushmore of psycho athletes.
I love it.
Or like hothead athletes.
Yeah. I would throw Odell Beckham up there too.
No.
He's run into some issues with that fucking kicking net a
Yeah.
few times.
I guess, but he throws more of a hissy fit,
Right.
less of a rage fit.
Yeah.
So like when Dude Perfect does their videos of like whatever stereotypes, and it's always the rage monster.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham doesn't strike me as
No, that's fair. That is
a
fair.
rage monster. He's more of a
He's a hissy fit.
He throws a hissy
He's
fit.
He a bitch fit. He
Yeah.
throws a bitch fit. Tyrrell Hatton snaps his fucking putter over his fucking thigh.
he fucking loses his
And
mind.
Trevor Bauer throws the ball 340 feet out of the back of the fucking field. Like, that's a fucking rage fit.
Well, so oh god, and that's fucking that's good stuff.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
But that's the shit that I love. Like, that's the stuff that I talk about all the time. Like, I want to be entertained, and I like the asshole, and I like the guy that's, like, fiery. So, like, even just as a quick example, too, today, when Brooks Koepka, Bruce, my
Bruce.
boy, when he won, he was on the 18th hole. He already had won. He needed to hit like a 12-foot putt for a birdie.
So it was further than that. He was probably like 20 feet for birdie.
Yeah.
He was up 3.
So he
really,
had already won.
He could have
3-putt and
He
still
could have
won.
5 putted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And tied.
Yes. So he hits his birdie putt, literally misses the cup by like millimeters. It like brushes the edge as it goes by. The camera like cuts to him real quick, and he walks by the hole, and he's just like, bitch.
He was smiling. Yeah, smiling. Just bitch.
But like that's
I know that feeling.
But like he didn't have to hit that. He could have literally fucking, like you said, he could have 5-putted and tied.
5 putted, he would have been in a playoff.
But like that's what I love. Like I love that guy that's the fucking asshole. It's like I wanted that fucking birdie putt. Like I wanted to win by one more. Like I wanted to win by one more fucking stroke. And I love the guy that turns around and goes, "Oh, you're gonna take me out of the fucking game? Not with this ball, you're not.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this ball out of the fucking back." Like,
yeah, so I actually think too, like his performance sometimes fits that mold.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people on gambling Twitter will just bet against him.
Yeah.
Because apparently he's either really good or it's like home run derby. So a little all over the place. But that's why like I love watching Tyrrell Hatton, because it's like I know
it's entertaining.
He's one bad shot away from losing his mind.
Having a fucking meltdown.
That's all it takes. Too.
Yeah.
One bad chip and he's gonna fucking lose it.
That's great. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us tonight, kids. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Stay up to date with all our latest releases and all those videos and fun stuff. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening to, wherever that is. CastBox, Spotify, Stitcher. There's another one that I saw that's crazy. Obviously iTunes, the big one, Google Play, all that fun shit. Wherever you're listening, make sure you subscribe. Like, go do it right now. Like right now. Like, go back to the main page and just click subscribe. Just do it. Did you do it yet? You should probably do it. Go do it.
This bit sucks.
Then you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. And that's it. Until next time. Good night, everyone.